That's amazing.
Your Honor, please help me. I am a psychopath. I plead mentally insane. And they say, okay, go home with a fine of $500.
Is he serious?
Yeah.
All right. I'm not super familiar with Johnny Somali. I know he's kind of an agitator. And
He's a pirate.
You know, we read this article before. I don't know if it's this one. And then it's unclear about Johnny Somali's ethnicity. He said his mother was Ethiopian and his father was Somali. He also claimed he was a pirate.
And a child soldier.
Yeah, and a child soldier. And don't you think he might have been joking? You know? Johnny Somali, American influencer, infamous for disruption, offensive addicts, pleaded guilty to, and this is new, this is like the last couple hours, pleaded guilty to obstruction, a minor offense in South Korea. Finally, months of controversy surrounded his live stream harassment of locals. Somali, whose real name is Ramsey Ismail, arrived late and hungover to his court hearing.
Yep.
He's a hard guy for me not to like. In Seoul.
I can't remember if he was puking. I think he was puking before the court case.
That's
too.
So funny.
But yeah.
The YouTuber reportedly gone live streaming platform and Partey, I don't know, I can't say it right, the night before, boasting about a supposed deal to broadcast a trial promising a, quote, redemption arc. However, hours later, seen drinking heavily and vomiting in his friend's apartment. The court granted a continuance on one of the charges, and Somali was set to return for a hearing in the coming weeks. Somali's a notorious reputation for live streaming and disruptive behavior across Asia, including racist taunts, harassment, and trespassing. You know, the thing that gets me, I mean, like, he's obviously American. I don't know how things roll in South Korea. All right, I don't know how things roll. Somebody was telling me when I was doing a kick stream before, that the Yakuza was looking for him. Is there any truth to that?
Didn't Verse bring that up?
You know, if that's true, I mean, those guys would kill you rather than take an insult. That's insane to me. I mean, this is not a situation where you get slapped in the wrist. This looks semi-serious, and he's just. You know, that's just delusional cycle. But he's the Black Jack Doherty. Although he's a little funnier with coming drunk to court. Despite repeated bans of streaming platforms, Somali has continued to evade restrictions by creating new accounts, using controversy to fill his online presence to attract donations. So he's utterly insane. It's like, this is what happened if Salvo ever made it. Public sentiment in South Korea remains overwhelmingly against him, with many calling for strict legal consequences to teach similar behavior in the future. I'm hearing he's looking at 10 years in prison. Who am I hearing from? I don't know, this fucking guy. Legal mindset, who I don't much. And apparently he's in Korea with a Tuzi, who I used to know. But he was close friends with Chud. He's a commentator, but he's one of those kind of...
You mean Chubbs?
Chubbs, yeah. Chuds. Put Chubbs, yeah, that's his name. Yeah, and I remember he's kind of... he's half Norwegian, half American commentator, but he's like one of those guys like from that whole Cabos, I Am Alex, Chubbs era that kind of stayed there. He did, because I guess he was an annoying Brit. South Korea might want to make an example of him for future streamers. Yeah, well, I don't know. Let's see what this guy says.
So let's get into the presentation. I'm just going to go through it and then I'll hit everything. Now, a lot of people are getting this confused today. So I want to make sure I'm very accurate for you guys, because this is confusing. So if you are confused about what went down,
I'm confused already. You're absolutely right.
What happened? Pay very close attention to what I'm going to say today.
Okay.
Because this is very, very, the details and the procedure is important. And what is going to screw Johnny is that he has no idea about the procedure. We're going to explain it today on this stream, because he's been talking all sort of smack like he knows what's going to happen. In fact, this is a great one. I'm going to play this clip. He said he was going to go to court and plead.
Legal Mindset got popular as one of Ricada's law tubers covering the Rittenhouse trial. Yeah, I seem to remember him now.
Insanity. I'm not making this up. Let me pull this up here real quick. Right? Yeah. So he said he was going to go. Look at this. This is from his drunk stream. He said he was going to make a plea of insanity. Let's watch this.
When I go to the judge tomorrow and say, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm mentally ill.
By the way, he was drunk, and I believe he made a comment that he might have been high/on pills. So this is, by the way, all this is going to be saved. I have all of this. It's going to the prosecution. Don't worry, guys.
I don't know what's going on. I have a bipolar disorder. And what may I do? I left my medication in America. I don't know what's happening.
I mean, is this real? Does he really feel like saying he's going to fake plead insanity is not going to end up with a prosecutor?
Well, he's drunk right now, so, and he's allegedly high on pills.
Content.
So.
He's full of content. That's amazing.
Your Honor, please help me. I am a psychopath. I plead mentally insane. And they say, okay, go home with a fine of $500.
Is he serious? I guess he's got to be.
He had it all planned out.
God. Was he going to piss a lot of people off if he gets off? I mean, he's pissed off half of Korea. He's probably a little right if he doesn't go to jail or do something.
What is this going to say?
Well, I think I'm that ninja he was talking about, because he
Optimus says, he's the captain now.
It was just like he was pretty much coping and seething and targeting me his whole stream last night. What I'm going to say is that didn't happen, Johnny. You're stuck here. You don't even have your next trial date to even plead guilty or whatever the hell else you want to do. You don't even have that for another month. And then it's going to be way longer until this trial is over, even if you plead guilty. Oh, it was so good. It was so good to see him just absolutely get smacked in the face, realizing he knew nothing. That's what you get when you get law advice from Hank. Let's get into the
I wonder who Hank is.
recap. And I'm going to start from the beginning of my PowerPoint.
Oh, is somebody telling him he's good? That's
Probably
funny.
somebody was probably like messing him up.
Tyson was right. There's too many people uncomfortable not getting punched in the mouth because of the internet. Yeah, maybe. Hank is Johnny's Korean gay lover he lives with. Well, good for him.
So he was 1 hour late. He lied to his lawyer. He said he was going to get there in 15 to 20 minutes. He took an hour. He also said he had a stomach ache. And when he showed up, he was clearly intoxicated. And, or you know,
The Irish?
hung over something. And what I have a little hypothesis that perhaps his lawyer saw him or heard him and was like, yo, you need to sober up. You know, that's a little hypothesis. He was not looking good. He was not looking good at all. So 1 hour late. And of course, he comes in. Let me skip the MAGA hat for now. It's Johnny and Hank forever. Okay. So they're together.
Oh, before we go any further, let's put a goal out there for you all. Make it really, really easy. 5 or our hour. Actually, go. I'll go 2, but yeah, I'll go 2. Screw it. And let's see, 5. We'll go 10. How about that? 10. Let's do it. I saw Nick, and he just writes A like that. That's fucking terrible. And people just give it to him. This is the funniest thing ever. Thank you. All right, here we go.
And you could have sworn they were so close together, Johnny and Hank, that you could have sworn they were holding hands. I mean, really, there's an attachment going between those two. Now, mind you, it has been confirmed they live together. And one little surprise of the proceedings, which I didn't mention, I wanted to get a laugh. I didn't mention this.
You know what I need next? We need agent. We absolutely need Agent. Like, how long has he been living over there? Because I don't have a lot of background on this guy. He's one of these people I'm just not interested in for the most part. But I am now if he's going to do time.
Well, Kite also sent me a video of Johnny Somali versus Korea. Every knockdown in Korea so far. So he could.
All right, tell him to send it. Is it something I can play? Take my money on mine. Never quit.
I believe so. I've trusted Kite on this one. It's a YouTube video.
Let me see. Yeah, fire that to me. Kite just sent it to me. All right, let me get an idea. I guess we're doing some studying, John.
So what do you want to talk about? Swing or not? Like, nigga gonna come up to me, bro, why you being racist to other people in other countries? For money. For clout.
I can see why people like him. Oh, boy. You win till you lose, as Dead on Dave says.
I've said it many times. I don't give a fuck. I have no morals. I'm a fucking sociopath. I don't give a fuck. Put this in your next YouTube documentary. I don't give a fuck.
Our Korean niggas is weak as
Swing on that nigga right now. I was waiting for him to swing on Johnny. I was waiting, bro. I was waiting for him to
We're ready.
do it.
Reddit, Twitter, come.
I wanted to stop when
Hank is here tonight. We're not scared.
Go to Johnny's stream. We're gonna have a swing high, swing low. Swing high, swing low. Where you at?
Oh, man. So we got smacked. Huh?
So I was waiting for the
Whoa!
Shut up! Shut up!
What's up?
I was waiting, bro. I was waiting for the
Fuck out of you.
Swing or not?
So are these streamers over in South Korea? So are those people just stream sniping him and kicking his ass?
I don't think so. I think he took his phone too.
Oh,
I
that's...
think he's gotten his phone.
I mean,
taken
like,
off of
normally
him.
I think that's fucked up, but this guy's asking for it. He's walking around with one eye open, one eye closed. How come they just didn't deport him when this shit happened? Like, just get the fuck out of our country. Goodbye. Oh, wow.
our Korean niggas is weak as
대한민국에서 앞으로 저렇게 소말리 같은 애들 진짜 처리할 거니까
You come to my country, I'll whip your ass. That's what guy said.
앞으로 대한민국에서 지랄하지 마. 알겠지? 소말리. 오케이. Put this in your next YouTube documentary. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, wow. So yeah, now this makes sense.
At one point during the trial, they ask you your address in Korean, and Johnny didn't know it. He's like, "Oh, I live in Songpa, in this area. I don't know where it is because I don't know. I don't know." And then they ask him, "Well, do you know the apartment number?" And he goes, "I don't know Korean." And this is great. So he says,
You live somewhere you don't know how to count their language. That's the first thing you gotta learn is how to count.
"Do you know
the
the
first thing I learned? I learned how to count 2 weeks after I was here.
apartment number?" And Johnny says, "I don't know it in Korean." You know what the judge says? Say it in English. Because the judge understands numbers in English. Understands
That's the first thing you learn when you learn a new language. You learn numbers.
1 and 5 and whatever else, right?
It's not that difficult. And in fact, few languages say this. Most languages say the second number, like if it's 26 in German, it's 26. They say 6 first. So I think
it's like 6 and 20.
That's 20, or you say 26. English is weird like that.
Dox them, I'm not going to dox the Jamshil office tel they live in. I don't want to give away anything or violate any TOS or anything. I'm just saying, like, he couldn't even say numbers. This guy was clearly coming off as an idiot. And you saw the judge is a master of not giving away their expression. They're a master of not wearing it on their face, but you could tell he thought he was an idiot, right? The way he said it is the words. But they were definitely attached to the hip. And one other thing was, let me go here. Johnny's outfit. His
same as it ever was.
Suit looked like this.
Awesome.
He was wearing a white suit that was like 3 sizes too big. It was clearly Hank's suit. He was clearly wearing Hank's suit. It was like a white suit. It was
burning down the house.
Absolutely hilarious. And beyond that, let's go back here for a second.
I love the Talking Heads, by the way. They're awesome.
He came in a MAGA hat. Now, once again, whether or not, I don't care about people's politics, whatever. He's doing it as a stunt. He doesn't believe in any politics, by the way. He uses, whatever politics try to benefit him. He came in a MAGA hat.
What do you say?
I said, how dare you?
Yeah, I don't care. That doesn't bother me either.
He was told 3 times.
I know they like fine you in Australia. If you don't vote, I think less people should vote, to be honest with you. I mean, if you really know what the fuck, maybe you shouldn't be voting.
Times to take the hat off.
Oh,
and by the way, before
I do.
According to High as a Kite, the reason that he started getting like punched and shit was that Johnny Somali made fun of the statues of and then direct quote from High as a Kite, quote unquote, comfort women of Korea. So basically they were sex slaves to the Japanese during World War II. Johnny went to those statues, oiled himself up without a shirt and danced over it and then streamed that. And that's when all the stuff started, because it was like kind of an insult on their people.
They played the flute, right? Right, Optimus? He played the flute. That's a football inside joke.
I did my before we came, I actually told Atozi behind the scenes, I'm like, bro, I know you're a hat dude, but like you can't wear your hat in the court. And he's like, oh, I got it. We're cool. So he took off his beanie. And by the way, Atozi is like a totally different guy without his hat.
He said, fuck you, you square. I'm wearing a hat.
I wouldn't recognize him. Totally different guy. Cool guy, though. I love it. So, our crew has the hats off.
I remember Tuesday when I know he's like a dad now and all grown up and doing well, but I remember him when he was a stupid kid.
No, and I don't wear a hat, but some other guys do. And he comes in.
Let me tell you that story. Should I tell that story about Hatuzi? Anyway, put it one in the chat if you want to hear a story about Hatuzi that I told on Kick. If you don't care, I'll keep going. Sasquatch had probably heard it. It's only her that I'm not going to tell it. Only 2? I'm not telling it.
Wearing the MAGA hat, the bailiff tells him to take it off. He proceeds to cross the barrier, because there's a barrier where the audience is and the lawyers are. And he's trying to look back at me. And he puts back...
Yeah. So after the whole Aiden Chubbs thing, I called, and I was on speakerphone for some reason. I didn't know Atuzi that well. I wasn't super familiar with him. I knew that there was a guy up and coming that was half Norwegian that was rowing, and I know he's close friends with Chubbs. I don't know where they were or what have you. And Chubbs had just he was getting eaten alive by Keemstar, and he had just had the big controversy with Aiden when Aiden was like, I don't know, 14, 13. This is what made Aiden's channel. And Chubbs called me for a daddy lecture. And I don't know, I don't remember exactly what I said, but I do remember what it's I have the kind of what I said, right? But keep in mind I was a speaker. Now I wasn't expecting anybody to really chime in. So I basically said, Chubbs, it's real simple. You have to quit doing drugs. And you know what? In order to quit doing drugs, you have to not be around other people that are doing drugs. or alcohol. It's it. It's over. You ruined your career more than likely. If you're ever going to recover, this has to stop. And you're talking to somebody that used to drink a lot, used to party a lot, so I get where you're coming from. And the only way that I know how this gets done is if you stop hanging around people that are even just smoking pot. You have to stop it all. All of a sudden I hear, excuse me. And it's a Tuesday. And he chimes out. I was like, because I used the word gateway. I guess because it's a gateway, like the weed to be the gateway for the next thing, for the next thing, for the next thing. You're gonna get exposed to it. And he's like, he said something like, are you sure about that? You think? Because from what I understand, marijuana is not a gateway drug. And I'm like, I don't think I yelled at him. And I'm like, I did say something to the effect, Tuesday, he's in really big trouble right now. Yeah, but and I started realizing like I was gonna take his pot smoking buddy away from him. Here he is. His career's totally ruined. He's totally screwed. And I got a Tuesday. And I'm not saying he's like this anyway. Tuesday was like 19 when this happens. I'll give him a break. It's like, is there any way we can kind of tweak this? God's honest true story. I couldn't fucking believe it. I wanted to kill the kid, be honest with you. Because I was having like a moment with Chubbs, you know? But it was really funny. And like Chubbs got his life back together. And from what I was saying, he's doing, and Tuesday's doing good. So if this gets back to him, this is not an attack or anything, but it did happen. And it was funny.
The hat back on. And I swear to God, the bailiff almost took it off his head. Almost slapped it off his head.
Slap your face.
It was bad. He then proceeded, in the midst of this, to try to sit where the interpreter sits. And they kept explaining to him, no, you need to sit over there. He also kept fumbling with this water bottle. And they're like, don't do that. And his hands were in his pockets, which in Korea is super rude. So he kept his hands in.
You know, it seems like everything that's super rude and unacceptable in Korea, it used to be the same in the United States. Are you noticing something? Anybody noticing a pattern here? Wearing your hat in the courtroom, put your hands in your pocket. This used to be like normal shit in the States, you know?
In his pockets while he was speaking. And when he went up to go forward, there's kind of the bar, you know, where there's a little.
My experience, beer can be a gateway. Yes. You're done. You get in so much trouble, Machen. You get to a point where you can't fucking party no more if you want to have a normal life. Now, I'm pretty sure that I don't know about it Tuesday, but I'm pretty sure Chubbs agrees with me now. And by the way, he was receptive to it. Tuesday, not so much.
You know, wooden structure that kind of blocks the audience from the lawyers and everybody else. We call it the bar, right? Because it blocks you. It's like a little gate. Hank was trying to go with him. You could tell there was a serious, like, near romantic look in his eye of like, I just can't quit you, Johnny. And he wanted to go forward. But the thing is, Hank can barely speak regular Korean, much less English. His mastery of both languages is questionable.
That's his lawyer?
You have to qualify as a court interpreter. You have to have a high level of fluency. They test you, and you also have to make certain oaths that you're competent, that you've experienced, and that whatever you say, if you say it wrong, you can be held liable.
Jesus.
Right? So Hank wanted to be his guy, but he couldn't. And Johnny was like given this longing look. They had this weird exchange where they looked at each other.
Does Legal's mind speak Korean? It's crazy.
It was very, very weird. But overall, his body language and trying to wear that hat multiple times was extraordinarily rude. And that's how he started off. All right. So I got that. Okay. Ramsey came in the door. And the first thing he does so he doesn't see me right away because I'm in the back corner.
All right. Who's Ramsey? Can Kite tell me about Ramsey?
He probably will, but I do have another thing from him.
Is
that apparently in his, it's not a video or anything, it's just kind of reading back. So apparently Johnny would basically, like, another factor into his charges is that he would shout out like Kim Jong-un in North Korea in his streams, and then he would like say like, oh, I wish that North Korea would nuke South Korea. He would play North Korean propaganda in public, and they don't take that shit lightly in South Korea. So
all right, I assume that's true, but how serious is it? Do we know? I mean, these guys walking around getting drunk for court. I'm getting the feeling that they're not like draconian about being an asshole. But I've heard that before. And according to DM King, Legal Minds has been living in Korea for a minute. Oh man, that's crazy. In the end, getting interviewed by a Korean intelligence agency for promoting communism. Oh, wow.
I just did a little quick search, and so normally, like the South Korean Constitution basically guarantees freedom of speech, press, petition, that. However,
except for communism, yeah.
Behavior or speeches in favor of the North Korean regime or communism can be punished by national security law. However, in recent years, prosecution under this law has been rare. But
okay. So it's a free speech, but if we want to charge you,
yeah,
one of those.
And I wasn't facing him; I was facing forward. And so Hank, walks in behind Johnny. And I think he's used to that. And he's looking at the other people. They're all looking around, and Hank is himself.
I want to know who Ramsey is.
But Ramsey looks at me and he does this face. He looks directly at me and does that. And he really thinks he's getting off that day.
Ramsey's his name.
I think he
Johnny's
really
name.
Oh, he's using a random picture to show you. Okay, I get it.
Thinks he's getting off that day.
Yeah.
He's super giddy. He's like excited. He's like, oh, everyone's here for me. I'm the center of attention. Yeah. He's like a child. Literally.
I told you that.
A child. So he goes up. He's sitting next to his lawyer. Everybody's looking at him. The bail.
See, I see Ramsey and a white guy with his tongue out. I didn't get the Ramsey Ishmael. Yeah, I got it.
His defense lawyer. The judge is looking at him. The stenographers. The media. He looks at me and sticks his tongue out. Looks directly at me and sticks his tongue out.
I'd be so afraid to do that because you don't know what that means in their culture.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And everybody sees it. The judge saw.
Could mean I did your mother or something for all I know. You know.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, Ramsey. And I was laughing. I was like laughing my ass because I'm like, I'm not on trial here, buddy. You are. Right? I can do what I can laugh. I can do what
I need to talk to Dr. Grande. I got to know, Dr. Grande. I'm not diagnosing anybody. I'm just here to tell you. I want to know what makes somebody do that.
Now, I can't be loud or disrespectful.
It's Dr. Grande. I love Dr. Grande. You ever notice his thing? Yeah, he was doing a serious thing for a while, and then he made money, and then he became a dramaturg. Doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was really into it a while until he started trying to be funny, and then I didn't like it anymore.
Not gonna lie, that second video, if you look at the thumbnail, like, get off of it for a second. I thought that was Dark Viper on the right.
That's terrible. What is he doing?
Hello, this is Dr. Grande.
Dr. Grande.
Today I will analyze
Johnny Somali.
Meghan Markle's Netflix cooking show titled
He really got into YouTube.
Love, Meghan. First, I'll look at the background of this case, move to the timeline of the incident, then offer my analysis.
So, an incident with a cooking show?
In May 2018, an American actress named Meghan Markle married Prince Harry, who was the younger son of King Charles III and Diana, Princess of Wales. Meghan did not adjust well to life as a full...
All right, I don't know, because she's right. He used to do this thing where he was like, I'm not diagnosing anybody. I used to love that.
What if you just like type, I'm not diagnosing anybody?
I love when he says that. I'm not diagnosing anybody. What's his most popular videos? Let's see, Chris Watts, psychopath. Okay, yeah, he'll do it.
Welcome to my scientifically informed insider look.
This is when he was normal, and now he's like a dramaturg.
At mental health topics. If you find this video to be interesting or helpful, please like it and subscribe.
Brian won the Futuristic Hub lawsuit for reals? I don't know. I don't believe you until I fucking talk to Brandon, I'll be honest with you.
To my channel. Hello, this is Dr. Grande. Today's question asks if I can analyze the case of Chris Watts.
What now? Nothing. I'm retiring. I don't give a fuck what happens to Brian.
Now, Chris Watts is an individual who murdered his family in August of 2018. And this is a particularly horrific case.
It's one of the worst ones I ever heard, but we're not getting into that.
So kind of just from the beginning, I think it's important to note that this content really isn't for everybody. I actually found this to be a pretty challenging video to make. I researched the topic kind of on and off for about 2 weeks and did a lot of research about 2 days ago. And then yesterday recorded...
Oh, he's not going to do it. I picked the one video where he doesn't do it.
But I can smile. I can do whatever I want in the galley.
I'm not hearing diagnosing anybody.
As long as it's not loud.
I got kicked out. Tell me if we're back. All right, back. There is something wrong with my network. Yeah, there is something wrong with my network. We've been having, and I've been testing stuff all day to sort of make it work. I apologize. I don't know what's going on, but it's happening like throughout the day on other streams that we do on Kick. I'm not 100% sure. This is very similar to a problem I had last time, which really got fixed with a cord. Yeah, I guess I'm going to have to get a tester or something, because I actually took down the other router, like the gaming router, and now it's still happening. So, yeah, we are back. Let me drop it down to 5. And the bit rate to 5, and then go there. So I apologize, and I have no idea what happened, but hopefully, we can get back to normal here. I apologize. I've been working on it offline. I was actually working on it all day on Kick, doing all sorts of tests. I don't know why it goes off. I don't even know why it comes back on. It's very confusing to me. Let's go. But I'm about 99.9% sure it's on my side of the problem here. But we'll get through it.
Now, I'm going to explain to you what the other charges are for, because it's very, very important that you guys know accurate information about the charges. Okay? But before we get to that, let's talk a little bit more about his shocked Pikachu face here real quick. Because it wasn't just limited to talking about the charges. He didn't know his address. He also lied to the judge. He said he was a student. So they asked, what is your job? He said he's a student. Okay? He said he's a student. And now Johnny Somali is being very flippant. Number one, where is he studying? Show me anywhere he's studying. Nowhere. But he's being very...
He's studying how to piss Korean people off. He's succeeding admirably.
Very flippant about working. And I'm going to show you guys... what he said about working in Korea and how he thinks he doesn't care and it doesn't matter. And he's going to work no matter what they say. Watch this. Watch this clip of him. This is from his drunken, once again, his such a good idea, 3 a.m. drunken stream. Look at this unhinged man. This man is mentally broken. This is a man that we have crushed his soul.
Make bread. If these niggas lock me in the country, I'm gonna make bread. I don't give a. Send that shit to the prosecutor.
We will, Johnny. We will. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, little buddy. Don't you worry, little buddy. We got you.
Live stream donators, they gonna get in rich and oiled because they feel bad that I've been locked here. Nigga snitching. Johnny Somali is making money. Yeah, don't lock me in the fucking country, Korean corrupt.
I mean, like whatever mania this guy has, it's got to be the same thing Doherty has, you know, right? Jeannie, you still alive?
I'm dealing with something else.
Whatever psychological. What are you dealing with?
Well, I'm trying to get the Brian Martin stuff because I think it actually might be something.
I'm not, even if it's something posted, because that was probably Brian in here before.
Government.
Don't believe
Well,
it. And I've seen things too, but like Brian wins something and he doesn't win what he thought he won, you know?
I wonder how the judge and prosecutor are going to feel about being called corrupt.
If the government don't want me to work, I'm not working, I'm streaming. That's two different things.
No, it's not.
No, it isn't actually.
I could be in Home Depot or selling my bouillon.
Well, he is doing the latter. I mean, he's in Hank's place, so Hank has stated his price. So we know he's doing the latter.
That's working. Shut the up. Nigga, I don't give a.
See, so this is, yes, that's Johnny Somali. And his quote about, he's going to do whatever the hell he wants to do. All right. Let me continue here with the charges. So we're going to explain this very carefully. Okay? And I want you guys to really pay attention to this. There's going to be a test at the end. Okay? Okay.
That guy came in here and he's like, Brian Moreno, now what? I mean, like, it's probably Brian.
Well,
I don't
no,
have
but
to...
he did say after. No, he did comment a couple of things after that. It was like it wasn't trying to be mean. He wanted to let you know the news.
Now what? I don't know.
So.
That's not my lawsuit. if it wasn't Brian, then I don't know. I don't care.
So in this court, this is the West Court. We're in the West Court. And in case you guys forgot, there's a difference between where
you guys
he
are
committed
watching for fresh. I didn't drop frames that time.
These crimes and other crimes. So
It did lag a bit.
is where these crimes,
Strange.
the red dot, is where these crimes went down. This is the criminal maps sheet, PowerPoint. I've played this one before. The red dot and the green dot. Okay, red dot is Hongdae. That's where this courthouse is near, and that's where most of these crimes were committed. Jamshil, there were other crimes committed, and that's also where Hank lives, and he has been staying with Hank for the majority of this. And many of the crimes went down in Jamshil. Okay, that's the Eastern District. So they have different courts. So we're in the West District, which you see number 8. We're in number 8. The East, where Hank lives, is number 4, which is Songpa-gu. It's in a neighborhood called Jamshil, right? It's east of Gangnam, where I am. I'm in Gangnam, right there in Songpa, right?
Let's talk about Gundam style.
My apartment's nicer, though. I guarantee. Yeah, Coex is in Gangnam. It's near Bunggungsa, which is one of my favorite temples. Middle of the city. It's beautiful. So here's the thing. I told you guys that there can be multiple cases going on in different districts. So what has been confirmed is there is a 5th charge that nobody knew about till stupid Ramsey decided to get drunk and talk shit, specifically talking shit about me, saying I don't know anything, whatever.
Holly said she added me. Holly, I've never spoken to Holly once.
He then proceeded to show a certain...
she said he added you. Like, I'll check. Let's see. No, Holly probably didn't add me. Brian probably added me, and I long have him blocked for all the threats that he sent me over the years. That's probably why. No, I didn't get it.
Yeah, I got it. So.
Yeah, I didn't get it. Yeah, there you go. Proof. I didn't get it.
No, I got it. So I'll.
He flashed.
This is a good part right here. Hold on.
A certain thing across the screen.
Watch this.
And that was this document when he was drunk last night. He flashed this document across the screen. Now, I know not everybody is fluent in Korean, so I'm going to tell you what it says. Hold on. This sharing may be a little buggy, so let me see if this works fine.
Deepfakes, J3.
Okay, let's see. Did that work out? Maybe, maybe not. Okay, hold on.
Bad as me, this guy. Talking about a boomer.
He's
younger than me, too.
Okay, let's stop sharing. And then cancel that. Okay, cool. Let's do it this way.
Okay.
Let's do it this way. Here we go. Here it is. So last night he was showing his chat. He's like, I have the paperwork. And he flashed this. Now, my Korean brothers and sisters, you can read this. But what this is this is something from the Eastern District. I'm going to tell you what this is. Sorry. I know some of you would be squinting. This is a sex crime, which is the deep fake. This is the deep fake crime in Jamshil. And what this means is it's been referred from the police to the prosecutor. And he literally said, I don't understand this racial slur speak. And the racial slur he used began with a G. Well, guess what?
G, what racial slur is that? Help me out, chat. Let's play racial slur games. G. Gundam style? New slur dropped? The racial slur he said is with a G. Used in Gran Torino? Oh, that one. Yeah.
We know people that speak
the Vietnamese, racial slur,
the language of Korean. We know many people that
rhymes with mook,
speak the language of Korean. And what we found out is that this has been referred by the police to the prosecution. So what that means is, if you're playing along at home, because I know some of you are, we've got the chart. Remember this chart, guys? I keep bringing this up. I brought this up a lot, but I bring this one up because it's very important. I want you guys to memorize this. This is going to be on the test. This is very important. When things are at stage 1 or 2, they may just die. When you submit something to the police, they may ignore it. And then the police may investigate it and they may drop it. But in Korea, if you go from stage 2 to stage 3, if the police send it to the prosecutor, if you go from 2 to 3, on step 3, you have a 90% plus conviction rate. Probably like 98% conviction rate.
So we're talking UCMJ shit right now. There's a certain level, you get a certain level, you see it's got a 90%, like 95% conviction rate.
They will charge you. We're at stage 3 now.
All right, so if you get all right, we get stage 3 now, but does that mean he's going to do some serious time?
We're at stage 3. He just confirmed, he literally told himself that in the Eastern District, there is a 5th charge, which has not been, the prosecutors haven't officially announced it yet, but it's coming. Which means, remember the theory I said, guys? That they're going to hit him with these little obstruction ones, and they're going to trick him into pleading guilty? And then he's going to be screwed because he's a convicted criminal. And then they're going to hit him with deepfakes, which has serious jail time. That just happened. He confirmed it. And he did it because he's a drunk idiot. And the fact that he decided to do a broken, mind break.
Now I'm getting it. So he pleads guilty to this stuff that'll give him a $500 fine. But they need that to get the real charge on him. So if he didn't plead guilty, he probably could have fought it. Maybe they would have dropped it. But then somebody probably told him, like, just take this, should be good, not knowing about it. I think it's criminal that he didn't know about the other charge. But maybe they sent it to him all legally, he didn't understand it. So he pleads guilty. Now he's convicted criminal. Now they can give him real time under their laws. Oh, boy.
Drunken stream.
Let me ask you something. Has he come out about anything? Because everybody's like, oh, no, you didn't do nothing. This is the worst that can happen is this. The worst can happen is fine, 1,000, maybe 2,000. And didn't know. But if you have a prior conviction, now you can do 10.
The night of his charges, and he wanted to be this wild, crazy character. The court can't touch me, this and that. It actually backfired in his face. It is hilarious. It is absolutely hilarious. And he doesn't even realize what these mean, what these charges are. He's just being told by Hank, oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
And Hank's probably not lying to him. Hank's probably not lying to him. He's probably saying, look, the most they can give you this. The most they can give you is that. So just plead guilty. Let's get the hell out of here and take care of it. But not knowing they're hiding another charge, waiting to plead guilty. And under their laws, once you plead guilty in the past to a certain crime, you're eligible to be charged or do more time than the other. Wow.
But when you have
he does seem like the type that doesn't listen. Yeah, good. This needs to happen. Streamers are ruining our reputations abroad. They should be scared to do these things. Greglich, I don't know why nobody's scared. It blows my mind that people aren't scared to do this. But what do I know?
Crime, a deep fake. deepfake. That is serious time. For those people playing along at home, this was from earlier, but I now fixed the numbers here. Deepfakes are, he's now at stage 3. There's one of them at stage 3. Now, mind you, there's others. This is one for a female, so it's likely Bong Bong. This is likely Bong Bong's deepfake. Okay?
He ruined those. The Article 14 special cases considered a crime, penalty required up to 5 years in prison, a fine of 50 million KRW, I guess Korean. If obscene, which it probably is, longer prison, and that's a judgment call by the judge. If I had to guess, a longer prison sentence and charges in digital sexual harassment may be added. Oh, he's looking 10 years in prison. Easy. Wow. You shouldn't have fucked with Bong Bong. Left her alone. Bong Bong. Hey, how are you? What's your name? My name is Bong Bong.
This can be up to 5 years and 50 million won if it's not sexual, but if it's
it's up to 5. Maybe they give him 1. I wouldn't want to go to prison. I don't know. That guy needs to go to jail. I would be honest with you.
If it's longer, if it's includes harassment, digital sexual harassment. So there's serious time on this. And there could even be more depending on if he goes distributing internet.
And he's going to the judge. He's going drunk. He's not giving a fuck. He's putting a hat on. He's acting like he doesn't give a shit or he's above it. And then the judge is probably going to see the stuff like they ain't going to do shit. Bungus, something, usually suspects. Yeah. Wow.
Not whatever, but even just possessing it is enough. So you're tacking on more jail time. And mind you, this is in a case that may take forever. Let's go back to the charges. I want to explain these real quick. Okay. Here's what happened in court.
Trump will bail him out.
He knew about number 1. He knew about number 2 and number 3. He had no fucking clue about number 4. Literally, the face on his attorney, when they started talking about this new obstruction charge, the one I just brought up 2 days ago, this is how his lawyer looked. And him. This was literally his defense lawyer's face when they talked about the last charge. When they talked about, there's another obstruction charge. He's like,
this may be a situation in the U.S. government for him, DM King? For Johnny Somali? I could see them doing it for, I don't know, Byron Trump, some kid of a dignitary or a politician, but Johnny Somali? You get a situation like this. Remember that kid in Thailand that got his ass whipped? That's before your time. What was that guy's name? I bet you remember DM King because you're older than me. Who's that guy? They give him like 10 lashes or something? I forgot his name. And, everybody's pissing. All these like political types are pissing. Well, this is obscene punishment. It's cruel and unusual, blah, blah, blah. And I remember thinking, yeah, they caned that guy. I remember that Final Flash. I was in high school when it happened. And I remember like, this is barbaric and it's this. And some people have died after they've been caned. And they did a poll of average Americans. They're like, whip his ass. He went around spray painting other people's cars. You remember that case as well? I know you remembered it. And like they like, these like politicians saying this is outrageous. We got to get involved. We can't have one of our own. And like, if you went to the public, they were like, fuck that guy. And like, so who's going to care about Johnny Somali? Like, don't like, and where are we? Like, don't charge this guy. Treat him different than your average Korean citizen. Who's gonna step out for Johnny Somali?
What? What new charge? They had no clue. It was so great. It was
So I plead guilty. Now he's gonna
lovely. And I think the thing is they really don't understand what's coming at them, and they don't understand that more charges can come even now.